Well, let's focus now on Penn State. Mark Brennan is the editor of FightOnState.com, and he joins us now. Mark, it seems to be the offensive line is the biggest issue heading down the stretch here for the Nittany Lions. What can you tell us about how that group is coming together based on all the injuries?
Well, I mean, the good news, Dave, is that Connor McGovern is back. He left the Indiana game. We weren't clear what the injury was, but he's a guy who gives them some flexibility, can play guard, can play tackle. The bad news is Paris Palmer's out for the year, so that's their three best offensive tackles who are not playing. Fortunately for Penn State, they're playing Rutgers this week, obviously the worst team in the Big Ten in rush defense. So I think this gives this unit a chance to maybe gel a little bit. And obviously, when you have Saquon Barkley back there, he's going to make up for a lot of the errors that offensive line may make. But, yeah, I mean, getting McGovern back, at least getting one of those guys back is huge for them.
Mark, bigger picture, how do you think we got to this point with Penn State? How did they turn it around so dramatically during the course of the season?
Yeah, you know, I think one of the real key things is getting Joe Moorhead in here as offensive coordinator. I think that's really gone under the radar. He's been a guy who's been able to take the talent that was here, especially with that offensive line. Listen, there's not a lot of different people, and if anything, it's just younger guys on the offensive line that were there the last 2 years when the line was really struggling. And I think his read option, the offense that he has allowed them to mask some of the deficiencies. And I don't mean that in a negative way towards the offensive line, but they have been able to do some things with this offense that they simply could not do with a drop-back quarterback. And I also think you have to give a lot of credit to Trace McSorley. He's come in, and once he got the handle of this offense, he's done a terrific job taking some pressure off of Saquon Barkley. So I think those two things offensively, you look, they're up over 10 points per game over last year. Right now, they're looking at the 7th best scoring offense in school history. I think you have to look at Moorhead.
And so now here we are, unexpectedly talking about playoff possibilities. Now, James Franklin, of course, has been preaching. I love all of his tweets every week where he's just emphasizing the next opponent. But it is human nature to think about this stuff. How much playoff talk have you heard around the program?
Oh, my goodness. I mean, well, listen, the coaches and the players aren't allowed to do that, but the fans certainly are diving into it. And the thing, Dave, that's making it fun for Penn State fans is they have been completely out of this picture for the last 5 years. And a lot of people didn't expect this to happen for several years until several years from now. So they're enjoying it. They're afraid. They're watching other games. They're really getting into it, and that's made it all that much more fun. So while James Franklin could say Rutgers, 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 you know that Penn State fans are watching every other game and charting every single possible scenario. And so it has been fun, unexpected, and like I said, nobody thought this was going to happen for a few years.
That's the best part of being a fan. Mark Brennan, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Dave.